About a week and a half ago, I saw a movie that I've been telling you to go see. It opens up Friday, and I've been telling you that you need to bring everybody you know. You need to bring your family, your friends, your kids. I'm coming back to my house in Dallas this weekend, assuming that we're not under some Ebola, quarantine. I'm bringing my family to the movie theater on Friday night to see this movie. It is tremendous, and probably, I think, the most important movie at the right time for America. You will be amazed at this story, uplifted by the story, horrified by the story, but I think most importantly, at least I was, shamed by this story, because it puts our American problems into perspective, and it puts our Christianity into perspective. Really, what are we doing with our life? And you see us with the eyes of an outsider. It's called The Good Lie. Stars Reese Witherspoon, but quite honestly, when I left the theater a couple of weeks ago, I said to the guys from Warner Brothers, as much as I like to talk to Reese, we can talk to her anytime. I want to talk to the Lost Boys. I want to talk to the guys who were in it, especially if they had led a life similar to that. They have, and they're here with us now. Gerd Dwayne is here. He plays Jeremiah in the movie, and Emmanuel Jal he plays Paul. You guys both, first of all, hello and welcome. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much.
Hi, thank you
for having us.
You guys both grew up kind of similar to the movie. You were in the Sudan, and you were taken and forced to fight as child soldiers, right?
Yes.
What is that like?
Well, thanks for having us, first of all. And this film is set in the backdrop of an extended civil war between North and South Sudan. And the center of it is our life experiences as a lost boy of Sudan, who escaped the civil war in 1987 by foot to Ethiopia. When we reached Ethiopia, and then in a refugee camp which was controlled by the military, and we were trained instantly from the age of 8. And then we stayed in Ethiopia for 4 or 5 years. And not only that, in 1991 we encountered Ethiopian civil war that made us scatter everywhere again in East Africa, and many of us ran to Kenya and any country that surrounded our country. So I went back to South Sudan, and Emmanuel, the same goes for him. And now we're here, we're talking about the movie.
Did you guys lose all of your family as the characters in the movie did?
I mean, we all have experienced differently, because the war reached the core of my family. All my aunties died during the war, including my mom, and later to learn my uncles, only 2 that I know that are alive. And so the way you look at it, it's like hell. So we have experienced hell on earth. Sometimes you ask yourself questions, when we're kids, if this is not hell, where's the other hell? Because my mother used to tell me that one day the world would end and bad people are going to go to hell. And so when the bombs rained in my village, and seeing everything being taken away from me, and I thought that was hell. And all through our life, you see 6, 7 years old burying their own dead. No, we had to.
When I saw the scenes in the movie where, I want to live, and so you're drinking your own urine, and a leader is, I don't even know, 8 or 10 years old, of this small little group that goes out. He's now the chief.
Yeah.
And the things that these kids are having to deal with, nobody in America thinks of things like this.
Yeah. Yeah, our war was very brutal. Especially the previous one was very brutal. Not as much as the current one that's going on now. And you watching that movie, you seeing those kids drinking their own urines is real. Because in our area, the certain season where it's dry to find water, it's just, you just have to bet your entire life that those kind of events, they really happen in this movie, because we were just in a surviving mode.
Okay, so and I want to make sure that you as a listener, please don't think that this is a depressing movie, because I hear this stuff and I'd be like, okay, I don't want to go see a movie about the Sudan and Civil War because that just sounds depressing. It is really shockingly. I don't even,
testimony, you know.
It is. I don't even know how you guys did it, but it is so uplifting in these parts.
It's a testimonial movie. Anybody who come there will see how life is, and also for people who have faith, you'll see what faith can do, because faith is the substance of the things hoped for and evidence of the unseen. Myself, I would put an experience at one point. When you talk about the urine place, we all had an experience. But one of the lowest point I ever had was when I was tempted to eat my friend when we ran out of food. So my friend was dying. And I told him, I'm going to eat you tomorrow. But I remember what my mother used to do. So she come from the church, so she used to pray. So I prayed to my mother's God, and I say, God, if you can give me something to eat today, one day when I survive, I'm going to give the testimony and give the credit to you. So if you look at the movie, the Bible is a star in its own right.
It is, and yet it's not jammed down anybody's throat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very subtly done and beautifully done, but it is the rock that you tie yourself to. Can I ask what happened? You found food the next day?
What happened is when I prayed, because cannibalism has started. We're eating snails, vultures. We ran out of food, and we're a group of 200 to 400 young people. We plan an escape. In the end, only 16 people survived. And a crow was the one that answered my prayer that became the block to prevent me from eating my friend.
Yeah, to add something to that, it's true. We have experienced a lot of famine in our area during the Civil War, especially the 1991 famines has killed thousands of us, let alone the disease. We're sitting here, I know what it is like to be hungry while you're healthy and you really needed it and you can't find it. So it's crazy. If you're tempted to eat your comrade, that's something. I mean, I'm scared of this guy now.
I mean, I've never been in a situation like that where your senses change.
Yeah.
My senses change because we haven't showered for days, we haven't eaten, and then my fellow human beings smell like dry meat. That's how people were smelling, those who had died. They don't smell rotten. They smell like dry meat. And one time I went under the tree hoping I could find any pieces to eat where nobody's able to see me, but then hyenas took the dead bodies.
And that's the dry season. But like I remember like 92, probably it was a rainy season. There's nothing because nobody cultivate nothing. So all we used to do just go eat grass and leaves, and then when you go and take a load, and then you can just come out as green as it went through your mouth.
So when you guys got here after everything that you saw, this is the part of the movie that really was exceptionally hard for me, because you love your characters by the time you get to America. You just love all of you. You're just really, you two in particular, just exceptional on screen. Yes. And then you come here, and Reese Witherspoon shows up, and you immediately dislike her because she has no concept, and she doesn't care, and she can't relate. No one can relate. In our arrogance, no one can relate. So when you really came over as Lost Boys, did you... What was your experience like, Jeremiah, when you were at or you're the character Jeremiah you play, when he's out in the back of the store, and he's like, wait a minute, all this food, and you want to help that homeless person? Yes. Did you have those kinds of experiences?
We have. Yes, I have those kind of experiences, but not exactly as Jeremiah encountered those. But to talk about his character, I think he find himself captivated in a society where he's not moving a lot, and you see him in a grocery store where there's so much food, but he has to be thrown away. So things was not adding up.
When you're thinking about, hey, I'm going to eat my dude over here.
It was
now you're throwing away all this perfectly good food. He's got to be like, this is nuts.
Yeah, and then that's why Isaiah kind of viewed the the boss as a lion. So a lion, when they speak metaphorically, it doesn't really mean as a lion that really ate Paul's hand. It's really is a lion in terms of a human being that can smile to you and being cruel at the same time. I think that's what Isaiah was referring to. So in my personal life, when I came here in 1994, we came here to Lutheran Church, and we were like the first groups of guys before even everybody know about the lost way of Sudan. They just knew us as a political refugee who came to this part of the world. So we didn't know anything. Everything was a learning from the very beginning, and that's when I can admit that just we are really lost generation from war, and later on, we just had to turn it to each other and find the strength like what those guys did in the movie, and thanks God we came to society where we were welcome, and